Remember about a few weeks ago, that weekend when we were meant to be gardening, but instead we baked in that vlog. We made the Romanian polenta buns, which were so delicious, but we changed plans because we had a storm here in the UK that weekend, and it wasn't very pleasant to be out here at all. I only gave you a quick tour of the garden. Today though, Monday bank holiday, the last day of August 2020, the weather is more on our side, so we can be in the garden. I am Catalina George, writer and vlogger, and on this channel I publish vlogs about traveling and lifestyle, and also about my Romanian heritage. As I said, today I want to invite you on a day of gardening with my partner Adrian and I. It's Monday, the last day in August, and because we're not at work, we have a day off, we're going to go to one of the two local gardening centers that we really enjoy. One is Dobbys and the other one is just a local village gardening center. About gardening centers, I want to say that that is not something that I've grown up in Romania with. That's not something that we had around a lot in Romania at all. We did a lot of gardening, we grew our own vegetables, particularly in the countryside. As I was growing up, everybody had a vegetable garden, a little bit of a farmhouse setup of the household with animals, livestock, pigs, chicken and everything, fruit trees, and also flower gardens. A lot of people were really proud of their roses and their flowers, but you didn't get them in a gardening center or anything like that. Most times you just got them from other people. You asked for seeds or bulbs, or you exchanged different plants. Now, first in this vlog today, we are going to go to the gardening center because I really need a few items, which some of them I struggled to get hold of due to coronavirus. But now things have started to be more in supply in other shops as well, so fingers crossed. Also, if you're enjoying this vlog, remember to subscribe to my channel, check out my previous vlogs as well, and yeah, let's get going. This is Dobbys, one of our two favorite gardening centers. Dobbys is a chain. It has a few centers across the UK, but it's not necessarily a huge chain. That's one of the things I like about it. It still feels pretty local. I always meet here at the counter the same lady, same employees serving us, which is again a nice feeling. It just feels good to see the same people around as well. And I have to say that after lockdown, when Dobbys reopened, a few products were quite scarce. It wasn't so full of plants or anything else like it tended to be. I'm primarily looking for a few products. One that I will very easily find, some sticks for my roses, which have grown and need a little bit more support. One that I have been struggling to find, which is the cacti compost. I love cacti, they do really well with me, but it's been months now since any cacti compost was available. And then I'll see if any autumn plants or anything like that are available now. Bulbs should be out now as well, like hyacinths, tulips. Oh, I love hyacinths. So let's go and see what we can find inside and how Dobbys is doing this bank holiday weekend, August bank holiday weekend in 2020. I've got a lot of really nice stuff. And the most important of it all, that's just compost for the garden plants. But the most important of it all, the cacti and succulent mix. After months and months of just being unable to get any of it, it's back. Yeah, and yeah, a few more plants to go in the garden. And some food for the birds. And some very nice bulbs as well. That's it. Now we're ready to go and do some gardening. There we are, back home now with all of the plants and flowers that I got from Dobbys, and I can't wait to plant them. But first of all, we'll need a little bit of lunch, and then we're going to need to do the hard work in the garden. The lawn needs mowing, I need to do a lot of weeding. I have to say that I'm a little bit ashamed because I have neglected the garden a little bit recently. I have started work in June on a new position, which I'm quite enjoying right now. But all of the months that I've been in lockdown before that, and I didn't have a job, I focused a lot on the garden. It kept me positive, motivated, active as well. But then when I got back to work, I focused a lot on that side of things. So yeah, you know, just like life happens. Now it's time to try and balance the two again. I was mentioning a little bit earlier that in Romania we didn't really have gardening centers. They weren't really a thing. And not even nowadays, when you can get everything you want in Romania as well, they're still not really a thing. We have like home and garden centers, supermarkets, yes, but not the gardening centers as I know them from the UK. And that was one of the first things that I really loved in this country. When I started to work in the UK about 9 years and a half ago, something like that, I was living in a village. Actually, it was a town in the New Forest, but I worked in a village, and it was a period of time when I felt a little bit isolated as well, because I didn't have a lot of social contact. Yeah, it's a long story, but gardening centers around were the places that I just loved to go and relax and look at pretty things, not only flowers and plants that I love, but also, you know, home decor, have a bit of cake, have a bit of a coffee. I think the gardening center concept, to wrap it up, is one that should be imported in every country. Okay, now let's get cracking with lunch and then some proper work. I will also show you how much de-weeding my garden needs right now. We've started to crack on with the gardening today, and Adrian's already done quite a lot of the lawn, and I'll tell you a little bit of the story of our garden, because while I love gardening, I really enjoy planting and looking after my plants, Adrian loves having a garden, and he's the one who's always doing the lawn. That is something I don't really do, and I'm really grateful that he does it. But he loves having a garden, and he loves just looking at what I'm doing with it. We discuss what types of plants and flowers we'd like to have around. And most importantly, we had a proper garden design done for us by a proper professional who spent a day with us to discuss and to draw it. Because Adrian has got aphantasia, you can look it up online. It's just the way that his brain works. He can't visualize something that he doesn't see, so he can't really have images in his brains. What he sees is structures. He wanted to have an idea, to have an image of what our garden would look like, rather than just throw ourselves in and do it that way. So yeah, all of the new flower beds that we've been digging and planting, they follow the structure that we decided upon together with the professional. Now I'm going to let Adrian carry on with the lawn, and I'm going to go and I'll take you with me in the front garden. I'm going to leave Adrian to finish the lawn, just checked with him, and unfortunately he's suffering with hay fever. That's one of the reasons why he's not keen on gardening himself, but he just loves to enjoy the garden as such. Now I am going to take you with me in my front garden, where my rose, over there, just needs some attention. It needs some deadheading. Now the reason why I was thinking I will include some vlogs about gardening in my vlogs about lifestyle is because I, for example, follow some gardening accounts on Instagram, and I found them inspiring, and this is what I'm trying to do as well. I don't think that I am the most fascinating person in the world. I have my stories that I love to share. I have my background that maybe, it's a little bit different as a Romanian living in the UK, but that's what I want to do as well. I want to inspire and to give something nice for you to watch on my channel. Now this rose is a special one, not only because it's an English rose, a type that doesn't have lots of layers of petals around, but it's more of the traditional one. And not only because it bursts every year, even now in 2020, when summer started off really hot and really dry, and other roses weren't that pleased with it, this one, particularly now, when we had a little bit more rain, it's just gone mad again. But I was saying it is a very special rose because Adrian's mom gave it to him when she was in hospice with cancer, just before she passed away. And at the time that I met Adrian and I moved in with him, all of the front garden was only lawn except for this rose here. I delivered Adrian from the pain of doing too much of the grass, so we got rid of the front lawn, and all of the front garden I did myself without any designer help. It was just what I thought, and a little bit of Adrian's help as well. I'm really, really proud of how it's turned out, but it's always work in progress, it's alive and it's changing constantly. Now, besides the fact that my garden really needed weeding, the other thing that I wanted to sort out today was to give some of the other roses, the newer roses, a little bit better support because they're growing as well. We bought these from David Austin. The yellow ones are the most perfume ones. They're called the Poet's Wife, and as you can see, they've grown quite a lot and they needed support as well. So I needed to get to a gardening center and buy some more of these sticks to help them up, stand upright, beautiful and proud. Now this is it. This was indeed a day of hard work in the garden, but it was worth it. This is what gardening is all about. Just putting all the effort into it and just seeing the results straight away. I look around and Adrian's done the lawn and it already looks so much better. I weeded my 2 flower beds here by the house, and again they look so much better. Deadheaded the roses, I gave them a little support. They really, really do look happier now. And yeah, I finished weeding all of the front garden as well. If any fans of Ian Banks, the culture books, are watching my vlogs, that would be great because I'm a fan as well, obviously. You might remember when they were talking about, humans living in the culture, why would they do bartending or whatever, anything else, menial jobs, when the drones could do anything they wanted for them? And then this bartender explains, look, see, squirts, the cleaner wipes the bar. This is it. I see the result of my work, and that gives me satisfaction straight away. That is one of the reasons that gardening is so good for mindfulness. When I'm out here weeding, planting, I'm completely in the moment. My thoughts come and go. Yeah, you know, you can't shut your brain down, really. Yeah. But they just come and go. They are not impeding. They are not a burden. They just a flow, you know, what mindfulness is all about. What I didn't manage to do today, besides weeding the flower bed by the fence at the back of the garden, the new plants, they will have to wait for another time to find their homes in my flower beds, but that's fine. I might record that as well if you'd like to watch it. Let me know in comments below. Also, let me know in comments if you have a garden. How much time does your garden require? Do you sometimes feel overwhelmed? Do you sometimes feel guilty that you neglected it? I think that's my subconsciousness talking right now. And yes, I hope you're enjoying my videos. I will keep making more videos about gardening in the future as well. But before we wrap up today, there's one more thing that I need to do after a day out here to call it, you know, completely a day and having done everything that I wanted to do. I will tell you in a minute what that is. So this is it. The very last thing that I need to complete the day in the garden is feed those pesky birds again. I fed them this morning. Well, yesterday I forgot to feed them. But I fed them this morning, and within an hour it was all gone. So yeah, I'm going to give them a little bit of a treat now. There they go. I will fill up this one as well because otherwise the pigeons eat everything in the tray quite often. And I like my pigeons. I grew up with them cooing in the Romanian countryside all around our yard. But yeah, and just to see them feed here just really gives me joy every day. But I'm not going to make this much longer now, this video. Our lamb shanks, minted lamb shanks from our local farm, Essington Farm, which you can see in one of my previous vlogs, are almost cooked in the oven, so Adrian and I can go and reward ourselves after all of this hard work out here. So if you enjoyed this vlog, remember to give me thumbs up. Also, you know, remember to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because that way you are helping me as well. Until next time then, ciao for now.